Hey guys, hope you guys are good. So I will introduce myself. I am Mrs. M and I have the page on Instagram called Cooking with Mrs. M. And what I am doing today is something very special. I think it's something that I'm very passionate about, and I finally had an opportunity to work with them. So I will introduce you to the brand that I am collaborating with, which is the Black African Women's Network, Born Network. So if you haven't heard of them, it's a beautiful powerhouse of Black young African women who basically have a network of all sorts of things African and Black you need, if I could say, and that are relevant to current times. So you will look at topics like finance, you'll look at hair, you'll look at what it means to be a Black woman in the corporate world or in now world, marriage, everything. So now they have branched out into a different segment and sort of brought the kitchen space into it. So this is just to take away all the little notions you have about being an African woman and the kitchen, but bringing in the modern, sophisticated daily African woman into it. So this is a whole series that we're going to be doing, and this is Bougie on a budget. Yes, bougie on a budget. That is what I do. I'm all about the coins, chat. I will check the coins and I will give you bougie on a budget. So we're gonna start the series with a couple of episodes where we will be doing nice little food treats that you can get in your kitchen, from your kitchen to your table, and serving yourself, your family, your friends, whatnot. So starting off, we're gonna do the breakfast edition, which I will start off with a nice brunch series, which for me, brunch is my favorite meal of the day. Really so favorite that I can have it for dinner. I know, right? So we're gonna have nice little eggs and tomato chutney salsa thing going on there, and nice avo, but I'm gonna just coach you guys on not just making the eggs and everything, but the presentation, how you can get all this, restaurant fine dining style in your kitchen. So let's take a break, stay tuned, and you will see what's coming up next.
All right, so I'll start off by walking you guys through the ingredients. Very simple. We will use what is easily available. So I've got my eggs that I'll be using for scrambled eggs. And then I've got some rainbow cherry tomatoes. You can use regular, that's fine. And then I've got assorted mushrooms. That's just my preference, but you guys can use whatever you have. If you don't have mushrooms, you can just substitute and do sausage, But it's a pretty simple brunch that we're going to be doing. And I will just be talking you guys through the process and about myself as well throughout everything. So to start off, we're gonna crack the eggs into a bowl. Depending on how many people you're feeding and how expensive the eggs are in your region, you can decide how many eggs you use. So this is just to feed about 3 people usually. So this is what I am going with. But I forgot to tell you guys, I'm not just Mrs. M. My name is Fikile Moyo. So I've been doing this cooking online thing for about a year or 2 now. Yeah, but in terms of my passion for cooking, I've always had a passion for cooking. I just think being able to cook in my own space and my own kitchen has given me that freedom to explore and share with you what I've learned over the years. I am not a trained professional. I am not a pro by any means. I'm just curious about food, and I love speaking about food. I love eating food. I love sharing about food. So yeah, there we've got our eggs, and we're gonna beat them now. Yeah. And I usually just you can also beat them or blend them, but I like beating them thoroughly so that everything is quite nice and mixed. Some people also like to season their eggs or add different things, or other people like it plain. Mr. M prefers it plain, but I'm cooking, so he gonna get what he gonna get. All right, so I've added some cream. That's only because I didn't have milk when I was making this. So I've added some cream, which is fine. And I've also tried this with yogurt. So plain yogurt, guys, plain. So you guys can really try. And then we've got the aromat. Oh, this and eggs is fire. So I'm doing seasoned eggs, which I'm gonna add a bit of garlic, you'll see in a moment, and some chopped parsley. This method is fine. You can add it when it's cooking, when it's not. I just kind of do everything before, so that by the time I'm done cooking, I am just, throwing it all in at once. Yeah. Alrighty, so you can see there I'm using a garlic crusher. If you want to chop your garlic, I don't have a preference, but it's just easier this way. But if you want to chop it, that's fine. If you want to crush it, that's fine. It's up to you. But let me tell you, what are the basic things that I think would be your guide to the kitchen? One, I'd say if you got a good set of knives. Knives are always great if they're nice and sharp, because that contributes to the appearance. Oh, English, guys. It contributes to the appearance of the food. It contributes to everything, the structure of how it will look. So you don't want to have a blunt knife cutting a tomato, for example. Before we forget, now we are on to the mushrooms. Yes. So as you see, we've got the mushrooms. But you see, as I was saying about the knives, guys, you want nice, sharp knives. You see, that will just cut through everything. But here you'll see that I am actually just pulling I think what are these called? King mushrooms? I think they're called king mushrooms. I can't remember. Or shiitake. I can't remember, guys. But anyway, I'm just pulling them apart, because when you pull them apart, it gives that chicken strip feel, so that's just preferred. You can chop if you like. Back to the knives. So sharp knives are really great to have, because they just contribute to the structure of what your food will look like. If you've ever tried cutting a tomato with a blunt knife, you will know the struggle, because it just kind of mushes everything. So if you've got a nice sharp knife, that's one key. Number two, I would say, if you have a good non-stick pan. Sharp knives in a non-stick pan, that is your road to gourmet. That is your road to bougie on a budget. But yes, here we are. We are done chopping the mushrooms. Sorry, guys. We are done chopping the mushrooms. And then now we are on to the tomatoes. So here I've got my cherry tomatoes. I've nicely washed them, rinsed them, and I'm going to chop them. So you can use regular tomatoes for this, or you can use cherry tomatoes. Why did I choose cherry tomatoes? As I've been speaking about the structure, I like how cute they look. I think, when you cut them into little quarters, they look so cute. I like how cute they look, so, and then the colors, they just add to that tomato chutney that you make, so chutney is just really cooked down tomatoes with your onion and peppers and your seasoning. But it's, if you're African and you've had that tomato and onion combo, you will know what I'm talking about. This is the basis of an African breakfast. If you're gonna be having eggs, you're gonna have that tomato gravy. But there we go. Whilst we chop these tomatoes, I'll just tell you quickly about my whole cooking vibe, so it's not just about creating content and putting it out there, but it's really, my page is really just about me being Black, being African, being a woman, being a wife, being a daughter, a sister, and just saying, guys, look, this is what I eat every day. And everyone's always like, you eat fancy, but I'm like, why not? Why should I wait to go out and eat nice things when I can create them myself almost every day, but it's not only about that, the bougie on a budget. Sometimes you always feel like, I can only eat ribs when I go out to the restaurant, or I can only eat a nice brunch when I go out. No, you can do it at home. And I think a lot of you would understand. Oh, wait, look, they were done. You see how pretty they look? It's just a commercial break, guys. Just hold on. See how pretty they look? Nice and chopped up. So now I'll be moving on to the pepper. Where was I? Okay, yes. So I was saying lockdown taught a lot of us that, a lot of these things that we're so dependent on, whether it's takeout, eating out, fine dining, whatever it is, that's luxury. But sometimes I feel that there's something very special about being able to do this in your own home. So for me, brunch is a Sunday thing. So every Sunday, you're almost going to be guaranteed that if you come over to my house, you're going to have a nice brunch, and that's where I get creative and all the things, because others prefer to go out, but I like to do it at home. So find your vibe, find what you want. If you want to have nice dinners, if you want to have nice lunches, find your vibe and then create that in your home. And it's always on a budget if you're going to do it at home. Don't think that, for me to eat a medium to well steak, I need to go out to X place. You can really do that at home. Yes, it is nice to eat out. I'm not bashing eating out completely, no, but I'm just saying that you can also have nice food, nice times, and nice vibes in your own home. That's all I'm saying, and that's all I'm about. Always on a budget, and always about the coins. Yeah, so here you'll see I'm just chopping my onion and my peppers that we are going to be putting into the tomato chutney that we're going to be making. I use about one whole onion and then about half a pepper. That's pretty much it. And then I'm just going to mix it into one bowl because I'm saving on the dishes, And then this time, instead of crushing the garlic, I decided to chop it because that crusher was giving me a hard time the first time. So I just put it away. So this is the techniques that I'm using are really, there's nothing different. Oh, now we're onto it. So I'm using chili oil. This is what I'm using to make the ushatini, which is the tomato onion gravy. You can use any oil. You'll notice that throughout the series, I'll be using different types of oils because that's what I have. I love chili infused oil. It's very nice. So we're going to just start off now by frying the onion and the peppers. And chili oil is optional. If you can take the heat, that's fine. You'll probably see, I think I added a bit more chili because that's just my vibe. Okay, I don't know why it was shaking, guys, sorry. But that's just my vibe. I love chili. I love spicy food. It's amazing. All right, so you're just gonna sweat the onion and the peppers. Now I'm adding the garlic. The reason I'm adding the garlic after the onions is just to make sure that it doesn't burn because it's quite fine and it cooks really quickly. So I'm just gonna cook this down, and then I'm using seasoning of my choice, which was fish spice. Don't ask, you can use salt. That's just me. That's just how I roll. Anything sobona pambili, So that's the vibe. So as we cook this down, now I'm adding my tomatoes. Why did I add the salt and seasoning first? At the time was because I wanted to make sure that it was also seasoned. And sometimes if you add seasoning too early to the tomatoes, they start to basically sweat or ooze and break down much quicker than they get ripe. I don't know if that makes sense. All right, but I've spiced that up with some curry powder, some garam masala, and fish spice, and then I added some chili flakes as well on top of that. But that's really it, guys. That's really it. You just cook this down. You will see that what I meant about chopping it down. If I had left these whole, it wouldn't form this pretty colorful rainbow it's got there. Now I'm adding a bit of the chopped parsley that I had from earlier. And yeah, so you see it starts cooking down, it starts breaking down. You don't want to cook them to death, but that's also an option depending on how cooked you want your tomatoes. I like them still a bit like half, cooked, but not to death. I don't want absolute mush. No, that's not what I like. But we're just gonna get a zoom in there and done. Oh, there we are. What was I doing now? Oh, mushrooms. So I used toasted sesame oil for all that. Why did I use toasted sesame oil? It's sort of a nutty flavor. So that nutty flavor complements the mushrooms really well. It gives this earthy depth to it. Guys, this is just because it's Mrs. M and we are just doing the bougie thing. But you can use normal oil, I promise. Then I've added a bit of lemon because I didn't have actual lemon to put lemon zest, but I think that really complements mushrooms. If you want to add butter and do like butter lemon mushrooms, that really works. Season it as well. So I just added salt and pepper. That's it. Mushrooms are really quick, really simple. Just until they're ready and they're cooked, sweat them down until they're brown, and that's how the mushrooms will cook. What else haven't I told you guys? Okay, what does being black mean? What does being African mean? I think there's a heavy load that is put on being a black African woman, and especially what society expects from us is quite a lot. Expects you to be the super woman, but as I said, I struggle in a lot of things. But the cooking game, I'm killing it, y'all. Oh yeah, we've got rapeseed oil that I'm now using for the eggs. And we're almost done, guys. But I was saying, with the cooking game, I'm killing it. Not that I'm the best, but I think that's my strength. And I prefer to really invest and nurture what I'm strong at and not starve my weaknesses, but, I don't want them to weigh me down. So I've put the eggs in, and I'm going to add some cheese. Sorry, guys. I know I'm jumping, but you guys are going to catch the hang of it. You're going to catch the hang of it, okay? But yes. We're back to the eggs. How do I keep a track of everything I'm saying? I don't know, but here we are. But anyway, we've added some cheddar cheese. This just, I don't know, cheese and eggs just make sense. They make sense. Every time I go out and I order some brunch, whatever, I'll ask for eggs and cheese. So that's it. I'm not going to cook them to death until they're like absolutely dry, because I don't like them absolutely dry, and neither does Mr. M. And then here we're going to do the avocado. We're going to do a cute little presentation for the avocado, a nice little rose. There's so many ways of doing this, but I'll just show you here. So you need a nice ripe but a bit firm avocado. This one is quite perfect, as you can see. It doesn't even have those brown spots, guys. Look at that. Looks like heaven. How satisfying to chop it like that. But anyway, so just you just chop it out thinly, and then you just kind of stretch it out, just like that, gently pulling it on a slanted angle. It sort of just follows the form itself. This was actually my first time doing this, so tell me what you think. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, so you just use the half and you roll it. I think you can actually roll it the other way, as in from the big side first in. I think you can do that. But yeah, look how pretty. And then I'm just drizzling some lemon juice so that it doesn't change color before we do plating. And we're here. So this is where the magic happens, guys. This is when it now starts looking like for the gram. So we've got the rose avo. We've got our mushrooms. They're ready. And you want to make sure that all the food that you dish is in the circle part of your plate. That really adds to the appearance of stuff. You don't want it climbing out. But we're done, guys. It's been really fantastic being with you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Bo Network, for asking me to be part of this, and see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.